So got a new project here. Go ahead and shut all the way. Maybe it is. It just doesn't look shut all the way. Anywho, so had this dropped off. Needs a tune. Needs some other stuff kind of cleaned up on it. These guys kind of built it themselves. They got the supercharger for free, and then got a lid. Needed a lid. Got a lid for $50. I wish I was that lucky. Get a free blower, but anywho, it's a really nice setup. Super clean interior. You know, is that like a suede or something on top? Speakers, center console, nice bucket seats. I like the gauge cluster. I got the tablet out here right now. I don't want to leave it in here overnight. It's got a tablet for gauges, and it's got a phone for the air rod. It does have air suspension on it. I'll walk around. This is it up a little bit. It's got a stop room, got a Corvette bumper they cut and made work. Got flames on the tires. It's an old, sweet pickup truck with a 5.3 and an LSA blower. Got 706 heads, sloppy stage 2 cam. You know, the usual stuff, long tubes. 4L60, unfortunately. I really do not see this 60E lasting very long with this thing making any bit of power. It's got a 275 pulley on it. So, still got a truck mass airflow. I mean, literally, this thing echoes in here. They literally used the factory truck fuse block. They just sat it down in here. They really didn't, I don't think, took much off of it. So I'm gonna go in, clean a bunch of stuff up. I'm gonna clean up some of these hoses, clean up the wiring, rewire the intake air temp sensor to the blower lid, hook up the boost gauge. It's gonna get a water meth kit eventually, and I'm gonna make an intake for it because this thing, one, is sitting right here with all the heat, kind of picking it up. Two, when he puts AC in this truck, it's got a vintage air setup that's gonna go in it. The compressor will be right here and the belt's here, so it's gonna be in the way. So we're gonna have to put a new intake, whether it goes through this and over around, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is tomorrow's project. We're gonna get this thing cold start. Doesn't want to start at all. Sits there and hunts like it idles, it just chasing itself. So it's got like a used intercooler set up. I don't remember what he said it was off of. Pretty big tranny cooler, nice thick radiator, 2 batteries. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's my style kind of patina. So this is tomorrow's project. We're gonna get this thing, get it cracking right off the bat. Power steering works. I was trying to figure out what this hose down here that's kind of blocked off from. I'm gonna guess this come out of a hydro setup maybe? I don't know. I'll have to check it out. It might have come off a hydro boost setup or something. Because it's got, that's the return it looks like. We'll figure it out what's what, because it's just kind of got hoses kind of all over the place. But we'll get it figured out and get everything sorted. But this thing's pretty sweet. So, have a video of this thing coming soon. So right here, if you listen to the truck while it's idling, while I'm airing the suspension up and down, you can hear how bad it chops and how bad the tune is. How it's trying to sit here and hunt for an idle, going up and down, chasing itself. Give you kind of an idea of what it's like before I tune it. So, working on the C10. Just loaded the file, going through looking at some stuff in the file. and it doesn't have barely any airflow in it for as big of a cam as it supposedly has. So basic stuff I usually go through, and I'll just do my own shit. I'll just adjust the things I know adjust, but I like to use, I've got this one and the advanced one. I like to go through here and just use the checklist. I don't know where the laminated ones I got are, but I like to use the checklist to go down through just to make sure I don't miss nothing, and just go step by step, make sure I'm adjusting the things I need to adjust without missing something, especially in something like this where it's going to be a little more finicky. So I'm going to go ahead and go through here and adjust some stuff, and we'll see how this fresh startup does. Alright guys, so back out here next morning. There's a little better closer look at the truck. I'm gonna try and do more of a review on it here shortly. But this is the basics of the truck. It's a nice truck, really clean setup wise. On certain things could use some attention. It's a 5.3. They drove it around like this, naturally aspirated in this truck for a long time with a 60E. Yes, it's got a 4L60, unfortunately. Trying to talk them into going ahead and getting an 80 because this 4L60 is not probably going to last with this blower. But so it's a 5.3, 706 heads. He got the blower for free. Literally got the blower for free from a shop that a guy he knew or something, and then it says he went to a body shop. He had ants everywhere. It says he went to a body shop and they did business with or something. And guy had it, and he saw CTSV and said, "Hey man, I need a lid." He said, "Well, I got one over here you can just have for free." So I mean, all in all, they did pretty good. $50 for a whole blower setup's kind of hard to beat. But when they did the swap, they took the whole harness they didn't depin anything, pulled the nonsense out. They just pulled everything out, set it down in. It's got the factory fuse box in it. Truck math, which doesn't work because it's speed density anyways. So it's, kind of restrictive right here. The plan is, because they're going to have AC in it and they got a vintage air system they're going to be running, probably going to make a big ass intake to go somewhere, probably over there, because I don't know if we'll be able to get past the compressor here with dual batteries. So it's got a pump, heat exchanger to pump all the cooling out of the blower. They need to get them like in a little ice box in the back, but it drives nice now. I got it. Someone had just gave them a startup tune, and that's about all it did. It fired up and it barely fucking idled. It sat there and hunted for an idle. It was all over the place. So I went through and cleaned a bunch of stuff up and got it to where it actually sounds like it has a cam in it now. But you go over the truck, it's got the old school patina on it, real nice. Just kind of rustic look. They had this made for it because he said his wife called it tetanus. The bed, just kind of a basic clean setup. Interior, then that thing is still on. I even hit the lock button last night before I went inside. But interior is, it's nice now. Clean, bucket seats, center console. It's got that for the dash, some gauges. It's got fuel level, oil pump, pressure, wideband, voltage, line lock is what it looks like. Get tag light. This is an air horn. This is my favorite part. Cutouts, regular lights, and then it's got an air ride on it, so that's the air ride controller. It's got speakers. It's got a big ass amp behind this dash. Like I said, they put some time and some money in this sucker, and it is really, really, really nice. I really like it. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off this. Turn this off real quick. These magnets are strong as fuck now. There. So that thing don't come on no more. I got it aired up. We'll see if we can get underneath and look here. But there's the air tanks. It's real clean under there. There's the cutouts. It's literally just got, looks to be maybe 3-inch out to the side. The stock rear end. But tasteful truck. Very tasteful. Still got drum brakes in the rear. And it's got discs in the front, at least. But like I said, it's a nice truck. I like it. It's more my speed. I mean, they did everything as cheap as possible. I would have had a stock throttle body probably, and tried to make some other brackets work as far as the accessories go. But that's just me being a cheap ass. So I'm gonna clean a bunch of stuff up. Plan is I'm taking the intake air temp sensor from over there. I'm gonna wire it up over here. That way we don't have intake temp. We've actually got blower temp, which is gonna be, more of what the air looks like when it goes into the motor, because that is my main concern, is what the heat's actually looking like, or temperature's actually looking like when it gets in there. So we're gonna clean some stuff up, route some things a little differently, and go on another test drive here in a little bit and see if we can clean some more of the tune up. The shifting needs played with a little bit, so we're gonna get all that straightened out. But I'm gonna go ahead and wire this up and get started on cleaning a couple things up before we go on the test drive. I'm gonna do a little cold start. This is with my tune in it. I gotta reach in the center console. I forgot I don't have like a normal fucking key switch. She's hidden here. I ain't gonna touch the gas. Watch. Fires first time every time. Right now, that chop, and it's stock Trailblazer SS converter, so we're gonna work on that a little bit. I'm gonna turn some of the under over on it and see if I can get it just not quite hit as hard. I mean, I wanted the chop, but I don't want it to. I mean, shaking the truck and it's cool. You got lights down there. Look, Chevy lights. It's cool and all, but with this, it needs a bigger stall converter. And I told him I would even waste putting another converter in it right now, because you're gonna be putting an 80 in it soon, because the 60 is not gonna fucking live. I know it isn't. So we'll make some adjustments. So give you guys an idea. All right, just getting the truck. This is the tune that's in it. Like, someone sent them, I mean, it had a 5.3 in it with a cam before naturally aspirated, put a blower on it. Guy sends him a startup tune. Okay, this is the startup tune. It'll keep hunting for itself here in a minute. Once it warms up, it starts hunting. It starts fucking chasing itself. It'll dip down and then come up, and dip down and come up. Barely fucking run. Doesn't want to rev. Watch. I'll get it to do it in a second. I had already cleared it out. Get a lean spike. So I'm not gonna run it much longer like that. Let's go ahead and flash my tune in it, and you can see what it's like. Cause that one ain't worth a fuck. I'm gonna flash this one in it. This is the one I went through. It's a PO1 ECU. Yeah, it don't take. That's what I like about the older computers. It doesn't take long to flash them, where the new shit takes fucking forever. You gotta have internet and also the crazy shit on the LT style motors, direct injection. So look, bullshitting for 5-10 seconds and the motherfucker's almost done. So there was a buddy of mine one time. He had just got HP tuners. I'm sitting there watching him. He's like, "Oh, this thing's taking all the time, and man, I've got like 38 degrees in it." I'm like, yes, it's gonna, you can put it in there and it's gonna take it and keep taking it, but it's not making any more power. You're just past the point of no return. Like, that motor's not making any power past like 28-ish on pump gas. But he would sit here and just keep hitting the right button and the right button instead of fucking closing it out. But just to show you a little comparison, this is mine. That girl got that chop. Fucking ants in this motherfucker. I'm gonna close the cutouts, which I feel like it's worse because the cutouts blows it out the side and then just blowing it back into me. It's probably not better, but I am going to some finessing in the just brapping it spot. So driving around, I had it cleaned up yesterday cruising, but sitting here just revving it, I could clean it up some more. So that's what we're gonna do here in a minute. For now, I'm gonna try and take a little bit out of this under over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here. This is where you get most of your chop from. This is where you get the majority of your sound. Technically, you could take a stock cam. If you wanted to, you could take a stock cam, change these parameters right here, under, over, on the idle adaptive spark control under Spark Advance. You can change those, and it'll sit there and just chop its ass off, basically. The stock cam, it's like adding and pulling timing, so it'll sit there and bop, 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 bop. I had a Suburban I had that, it was stock, completely stock, had a tune and like a filter on it. I cut the exhaust off, did that, it sounded like it had a cam in it, but it didn't. So what we're going to do is, a lot of times you'll just do 18, negative 18 across the board, and then the underspeed will be plus 18. So you always think about it, and when I looked at this table, the other guy, he had it like plus or something, like both of them were fucking, he didn't. It was weird. I don't know why I had it set up like that. But if you think about it as the RPM up here, if it's positive, you want this to be negative. If this is negative RPM up here, that it's, on the graph, you want this to be positive. So, and as you can tell, they're backwards. So this one starts at 0 down here, and this one starts at 0 on the other side. So, instead of just having it full fucking crazy, I've got it kind of like ramping in a little bit. Let's see let's just make the whole table. Let's make the whole table, so let's say 15. Oh, no. 15. Whole table 15. Whole table negative 15. And let's see what she chops like there. Show you what a little bit of a difference it's gonna make here. So we'll quit. Let's hit out of this. Click that. Click that. The right button. We'll let it write. I'm probably gonna sit here and play with it, find a happy spot, and I'm probably gonna write them 2 separate tunes. One that's a little less aggressive, and then one that's like fucking, when it gets a bigger converter, sit there and chop his fucking ass off. See, almost done. Literally bullshit for a couple seconds, almost done. Pump primes, close button, cycle key off, back on. Go straight to what RPM we're at. And I might as well, I've got this in here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the real-time tuning. I didn't open that unless the exhaust blew the door open. So that's coming on. As soon as that comes on, you can turn that on in the settings. They didn't have it turned on. Then you hit record, and always before you close this out, when you're done, save this. If this is what you want it to be, save it, copy and paste it. So you want to copy, click up here, and you'll copy the whole page and then paste it into your tune. Okay, I think this is more tame. This is doable. I think 18 was just a little too aggressive. So she got a nice little tone to her. Let's see. Somewhere up here she's stumbling. We're about to make an adjustment. Fuel right there. missing it everywhere.